Candida is a microbe. It's found in all human blood. We're designed to have Candida. It's supposed to be there. It's part of our buffer systems and backup systems that help us monitor and maintain healthy blood sugar levels. If there is a rise in blood sugar, then the Candida eat that excess sugar very quickly, and they may even have what is known as a bloom. When there's an extended period of high blood sugar, the Candida can bloom. So it's not as if we're attempting to live without having Candida. That would be bad. That would be like not having your backup system in place at all.
Not only can we not be healthy, we can't even be alive without the beneficial organisms that live in our bodies. So we may want to be careful about doing something that actually begins to kill off those beneficial organisms. They're essentially nature's garbage men. They're in our bodies helping us to eliminate the very things that we don't want.
Only in times where we have sustained, elevated blood sugar levels that can't be controlled by the pancreas, can't be controlled by adrenal action, can't be controlled with hormonal action, then finally Candida will step in and say, okay, let's just bloom and bloom and bloom and eat all this excess sugar. The question becomes then, what causes sustained, elevated blood sugar? Excess fat in the diet. Or if you had a tube filled with marbles and you poured some oil in the top, the oil would drip through and get to the bottom, but every single marble would be completely coated with a film of oil all the way around it. Well, this happens in the bloodstream as well. When we have excess fat in the bloodstream, that fat literally coats everything else in the bloodstream and affects the chemistry and the physiology of everything else in the bloodstream. So the sugar cells get coated in fat, the receptor sites get coated in fat, the insulin gets coated in fat, and so we end up with elevated blood sugar that is sustained. And at that point we have to have Candida come in and save our life. And I'm amazed that people don't look at Candida as a life-saving organism. It's an organism that only lives for an exceptionally short period of time. It's a lifespan measured in hours. When people have sustained elevated Candida issues for more than a few hours or days, they're causing it, because this isn't a problem that should last for weeks or months or years. This is an issue that ebbs and flows quickly as blood sugar changes. With lots of fat in the bloodstream, not only does the pancreas have to work harder to produce more insulin, but once it finally puts out more insulin, eventually that insulin is going to do its job, and then you end up with crashing blood sugar levels.
Antibiotics, birth control pills for women, many other pharmaceutical drugs, and even some of the things that people both eat and believe are healthy to eat are exacerbating the problem with Candida. Obviously, if we're eating a lot of processed sugar or a lot of complex carbohydrates in the presence of real fiber, we're winding up giving them tons of food. This is further exacerbated in a standard American diet or many alternative diets that still contain excessive amounts of fat.
The simple solution for dropping Candida levels to normal values, within normal limits, is to keep blood fat levels within normal limits. The American Medical Association has gone on record saying that blood sugar issues, although they are called blood sugar issues, they are caused from the overconsumption of fat, and that if we can just drop fat consumption down to acceptable levels, which science has shown us through the longest studies ever performed on humans in nutrition, the largest studies ever performed on nutrition, all the sports science shows us that our uptake, transport, and delivery of sugar into the bloodstream, through the bloodstream, and out of the bloodstream is dependent on our fat consumption, and that the more fat we consume, the less efficient our ability to uptake, transport, and deliver sugar, meaning that it gets stuck in the bloodstream. We have a species-specific diet. It is a diet where we eat all the vegetables we care for, whole, fresh, ripe, raw, organic plants, and we eat enough fruit so that we're satiated totally between meals, experience no cravings, and walk around guilt-free, happy, in a sweet life.